Srinath,
Hi.
many congratulations firstly. First thoughts. I mean, as captain, this is a humongous achievement. The whole country is celebrating today. I spoke to Dibyendu, I spoke to Vishy Anand, I spoke to a lot of my friends in chess. Of course, many congratulations to you. I hope it has now sunk in. Your first thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's still sinking in. We have barely had a moment since the games have been over, but very, very elated, very, very proud, and very happy.
The monstrosity of the achievement is, okay, tell me something. Has it ever happened that a team has dominated an Olympiad like this, the men's team especially? I don't remember, and that is why I'm asking this. The dominance of the men's team was quite incredible for you.
Yeah, not in my living memory. I think we have to go back quite long to recall such an instance, and not in my living memory.
For the longest time it was Anand. But this tournament now, the next gen takes over without Anand. This is a statement being made to the world that India is here to dominate. Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I do think the win has been such a dominating performance, and uh, it does make a statement.
Uh, Couple more things. One, these players are all huge achievers individually and at their age. I mean, 19, 20, 18, 21, whatever it is. But playing for India is a different feeling. Can you tell me a little bit about that? That ultimately this medal is for India.
That was definitely one of the huge motivating factors for I think all the players who played. They can win any number of individual medals. They can become the world champion. But I think still an Olympiad gold, a medal for India. It's a very very special feeling and a very powerful motivator. And I felt that was one of the biggest differences in general. The level of motivation for our players in this tournament. It felt like they were on a completely different level.
And tell me about why Arjun on the third board, because the whole world is talking about that strategy by India. How did that come about? What did you do and why? I mean, it was one of the sort of standout moves that paid a lot of dividend.
So Gukesh and Prag, they have been playing a lot in elite events throughout the year. They have been facing that kind of opposition which they generally face on the first and second board. Meanwhile, Arjun, on the other hand, has been dominating opens so well. I mean, we saw this performance in the Olympiad, but he's been doing this all year, not just in the Olympiad, but in all the tournaments in recent months. So the idea was to just let them continue, let them flow, let them continue doing what they have been doing so effectively.
Was there pressure at any point? Because clearly the team was dominating, and with every win, the chance of a gold medal, especially against the US, against teams like, for example, yesterday, all of us were a tad worried. Did you feel pressure? And if you did, how did you sort of, calm the boys down and make sure that they did not feel the pressure for crunch games?
I mean, there's always pressure. It's an international event, and all the best teams in the world come out. So there is an element of pressure always, but it's it's something they are used to. They have played in a lot of elite events. Gukesh has played the candidates. Arjun, Gukesh, Prag, and Vidit have played in the candidates. Hari has been playing for uh, a decade at the top, and Arjun has been in the World Cup and all the other events. So they have been trained to handle that pressure, and it was the usual pressure. I think the important factor was not to add any element of internal pressure on ourselves, create that pressure. And in general, we made an effort to keep things calm, keep things light, keep things chill, keep things positive. And I think that helped ease off the pressure on all the players.
Two final questions. One, how do you, when I ask you about your role in particular or specifically, how did you sort of go about your role? Because this was quite a high profile team. And even before the team went, we were talking about a possible gold medal. Now that creates expectations. As captain, how did you handle that? That is question number one. And question number two, my final point, is this that inflection point in the history of Indian chess when the whole country can start talking about it? and it is no longer restricted to one man or five players, and there can be a revolution because each of these fellows are now youth icons, and this tournament can give the sport a huge fillip.
To answer the first question, we never really discussed the results or expectations of the gold medal. Of course, there were expectations, but again, there are always expectations wherever they go and play. They are top players. They are one of the top players in any tournament that they would play. So in that sense, it was not too different, and our approach was to keep things simple, take it one round at a time, and just focus on the present moment. So in that sense, the bigger picture, the pressure didn't quite loom, and we also didn't have a lot of difficult moments or any losses to bounce back from. So that also didn't bring in any difficult situation or pressure. In terms of the inflection point, I think it remains to be seen how big a revolution it can bring. I mean, we certainly have more people than ever playing chess, both in India and in the world. But how big it can become, and to how many masses it takes to, I think it remains to be seen. And I think it's still a long work in process.
Okay, I'll let you go because clearly you need to celebrate. You need to get this celebrated, sink in because you have a flight tomorrow. I know there's the prize distribution, so all of that has to happen. So thank you very much for your time. Appreciate you joining me, and once again, many congratulations. Arjun, many congratulations. Absolutely astounding achievement. Thoughts on it? How satisfied? How contented? And just tell me about what is going through your mind.
Thank you. I'm very pleased with my performance and the entire team's performance. Winning my individual gold and also getting a team gold is just the perfect thing that could happen. I'm very happy.
Yeah, clearly all through the tournament, your performance on the third board stood out for India. Can you just tell me how you approached the tournament, your strategies, your personal thoughts, and playing for India? Arjun, you've been a top player yourself, 2776, highest ranked, etc. But this is for the country. This is for India. This is not simply on tour. Can you tell me how much difference that makes?
Well, the way I approach this tournament is not particularly different from how I approach other tournaments, and it was like playing for India. It's always special. You always feel that in the back of my mind that you can make your country proud by winning. So yeah, it's always special, whether it was Chennai Olympiad or the Asian Games or this.
Does that make it kind of, when it's for the country and so many people, all of you come together, does that kind of make you more proud that the tricolor goes up, the gold medal is for the country?
Yes, that certainly is correct.
Any particular match, Arjun, you want to single out a high point in the tournament for me?
I think yesterday's match against the US, we showed dominance. Like with white, we won both the games, and with black, we did held not comfortably, but he got under pressure, but he showed his defensive skills.
And I know you've got the press conference to attend, so final two questions before I let you go. One, clearly there is this group now, yourself, Vidit, Gukesh, Prag, and everyone's saying this is India's generation to dominate world chess. Thoughts on that? Do you actually think that after the Soviet era, this is the Indian era that's starting now?
Yeah, I think so. It cannot be as huge as the Soviet era because that was just at another level. But compared to other countries, I think as a nation, I think we are definitely so.
And a word on Vishwanathan Anand, because clearly it all started in a sense with Vishy. I mean, I spoke to Vishy about your achievements and he was like, I've never seen this kind of dominance from a team. A word on Anand and the impact he has had on you?
Exactly. I think he's the influence of all this. Almost every one of us who started playing chess was looking up to him, and because of him we started. And now getting to meet him and also playing in the same team as him in the Global Chess League. So I'm very thrilled about that as well.
By the way, we will cover the Global Chess League next week in London big time and look forward to catching up with you. But for the moment, any plans for celebration? Going out to an Indian restaurant, having some Indian food? What's the plan?
Yeah, might be. They are planning something. I'm not really aware of what exactly it is. But right now I have to go for the press conference.
Many congratulations, Arjun. Look forward to catching up again. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.